Great. Yes, I'm going to start recording the meeting. Yeah, this is the general meeting from the 10th of December, the last of the year. Great, Colin. And you work with, so you have more, I guess you are more people in your working team, or how many pianists are you in the Milwaukee?
We've got about 10, and I've encouraged them to look at the forums, especially. I myself have been looking through the old journal issues, and it's a bit of a leap of faith because I'm not sure just how much uptake I'm going to get amongst them, but we'll see.
Yes, Rob?
I just want to say that that's one of the main reasons we formed the guild, because we were all isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we kind of got together not expecting anything, and then just were kind of blown away.
Great, Colin. Thank you.
Colin, I wanted to ask if you had the opportunity to sign each person up individually, because I hadn't noticed necessarily each person's email address on there.
Oh, yes, I have. And I got,
Okay.
It must have been automatically generated emails associated with your name and account, which
Okay.
gave me passwords for each and every one of them. So they've all
Fantastic.
got the resources they need to join the conversation.
Great. Yeah, and if my department is any indication, we have about 8 or 9 other accompanists, and I think one is a regular. I mean, not to put it down, but just to say that, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to get everyone kind of bought in the same way, but I have had some of the folks get involved, so there's hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Great.
I just wanted to add that, that was my experience at the different universities where I was sort of like the music director person, is that I never seemed to be able to get the part-time people to really, I don't know, to think about this as a career in a broader sense, other than kind of a gig thing that they were, doing. Even though some of them were sort of like lifetime ballet accompanists or whatever, they never really thought of themselves as part of a larger kind of field. So I wouldn't, don't be surprised, but yes, all of our experiences, I think, were similar. That we came from a sense of isolation, but wanting to connect with sort of a broader sphere of things.
Yeah, and I mean, I said that to just kind of like, at the outset, that's kind of where we all kind of know things have been and are, but I think we're also at the same time really trying to make these sort of, the activities available online and really get the dialogue going again, where people, I think the idea would be to really interest definitely people who are newer to the field, but yeah, get that buy-in.
Great. And we have a new member, Moises from Chile. We would love to hear from you. So tell us, please, share with us.
Hello, nice to meet you. Well, first of all, I want to ask you for patience, because the English is not my first language, so it's a little difficult for me. I am from Chile, South America, and I play music. I'm a drummer and learning piano. I'm trying to put together the drums and the piano for Graham technique, and I play for leather technique, both from modern dance. I play in Viña del Mar. It's a city from my country, and well, it's a really small dance school, and well, it's really beautiful. But I'm very grateful to be here with you, because I entered here because I was checking the documentary from Lawrence Red, and I was really shocked for the music and how you and the work of Mariana how connect with the dancer. For me, it's very important, and for me, it's a lot of, I don't know how to say, but it's very educative. I don't know if I'm saying right. Uh, and I learn a lot from you. I feel like a child in Christmas now here in the front of you because I know I can learn a lot. And that's why I'm here. And if I can help you in something or if I can share something from my knowledge or something of this beautiful project here in South America, I'll be very happy for do something like that. So that's it. I hope everyone understand me. Sorry for my mistakes, but I've tried to use the English in the best way I can do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great, Moises. I think you speak very well English. I mean, that's one of my main concerns always, like I'm talking well. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it is good, it's good. Thank you, Moises. Yeah, we are very happy to get more people. Yeah, so very, very welcome. And Emily, everyone knows Emily? Yes. Oh, maybe Moises, but I mean, Emily has been joining the guild already for like 2 years or something like this.
I joined in 2018.
Ah, wow. Okay. Good.
I'm
Great.
kind of a silent observer, like most people.
Okay. Good. Where are you based now?
I'm in Chicago.
Chicago, exactly. Good. And you are playing now where?
Yes, so I'm a freelance ballet pianist in Chicago. I play mostly class. I would love to play rehearsals, but there's just not enough space for that in the city at the moment. But I play class at Joffrey for their academy and also for their company when they need me to come in as an extra. I play at Loyola University, which has been a newer thing for me. I've been there for 2 years, and it's really nice to be in the university system because I find it more welcoming than some of the traditional ballet companies, actually, which has been great. So I played
Definitely. Emily, which university did you say? Sorry.
It's Loyola University,
Loyola.
Chicago.
It's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a smaller dance program. There's probably, it varies. This year we're down on students, but about 50 dance majors, and all of them double major, which is really, really interesting. There's communications, there's all sorts of like biology. Like it's wild. They work really hard. So I play there, and I play for a lot of other schools and academies around, and then open ballet classes for adults. And there's a contemporary ballet company called Visceral Dance Chicago that I play for. I play for their company classes and then also at their center for open classes.
Okay. Is your first season working as a freelancer, or you did it also last year?
No, I started as a freelancer in 2010 playing for class and kind of worked my way up to playing I started with 3-year-olds and then up to the professionals. And in 2018, I moved to Scotland to do the MMUS program at the Royal Conservatoire with Karen McIver. I'm sure everyone knows her by now. So I did that program, graduated from that in 2019, and then went to Houston with Bill Patterson, who I had met at the Nelsuono conference in 2018. Went down to Houston in 2019, joined on full time with them. And then in 2020, we had a fun thing in the world, and I decided to move back to Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. And we met in Glasgow at Il Corpo nel Sono in April. Yes.
Yes.
Great. Super nice to see you back here.
Thank you.
And Eleni, everyone knows Eleni? Yes. No? You can ask if you don't
I'm
know.
not sure if everybody knows me. There's some people I don't. Well, Colin and Moises are new for me. I was I got into dance accompaniment through my my mentor professor, who was the music director of the dance program at the University of Arizona in 2018. I was studying piano performance, and I had to choose a minor, not another major, but a minor in a doctoral degree is a bit like a second major. So I stumbled upon dance accompaniment, and I'm really happy I did. I did ballet when I was younger, but I never thought of this as a career path for a pianist, which is the case for most pianists, I believe. Although I see more and more people becoming interested in dance accompaniment earlier than what they used to, like younger pianists. So yes, right now I am back in Europe. I am from Greece, and I am back in Europe. I'm in Portugal, and I work at the National Conservatory, which is a public school for students up to 18 or 20 years old, and I accompany here full time. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great.
And I've met most people either online or in Glasgow last April, which was fantastic. Yeah.
We have good news. I'm in contact with Karen, and she's working very hard to make the conference again in Glasgow, probably the last weekend of August. It's not confirmed, so she told me like, don't tell to people that I I was like, no, I would just comment it. No, just because it's so. I mean, if she manage, maybe she will not manage because she needs to get funds, and I mean, it's a lot of our organization administration, but we cross our fingers, so she will make it. I don't know, Moises or Colin.
Yeah, you said August, yes, not April.
August. Yeah, she will move it. She will move it to August. Yeah. Probably the last weekend of August, which I think is a good date. For Europe, is a very good date because it's just before we start the classes in September. Or yeah. I don't know, Colin and Moises, if you know, but have you heard about the conference Il Corpo nel Suono? And you, Moises?
No, in my case, no.
Okay.
No.
Just briefly. It's conference about music and dance. Il Corpo nel Suono is like the body in the sound. And,
Oh, great.
and it was organized the first year, 2015. I think so, 2015. So it was organized 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, 5 years. Then it was stopped.
Okay.
And it was a conference organized in Rome. There is a big dance school, the Accademia di Danza. It was organized by a pianist called Cristiano Grifone and all their team there in the academia, and it was really, really good because we were meeting in Rome, like mostly Europeans, but also people from America came and from other countries, and it was great. It was a very nice initiative in Europe, and then it was stopped by the pandemic. And then it was organized in Glasgow last April. And there we met. Owen came and Emily came to the conference, and Bill. So it was really nice. And now the same organizer is her name is Karen McIver. So she's trying to organize it again. And we're like hoping that it will happen again.
Okay, that's great. And that's going to be very soon, maybe in August, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have to wait. We have to wait, I guess, a month or a couple of months more to know if it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yes. Good. So welcome everyone. And yes, and for today, we were thinking to focus on one thing, and is the activities that we want to organize for next year. So our goal is at least to organize 4 activities. So we have quarterly meetings on the 20th of February, 20th of May, 20th of August, and 20th of November. So the last one was now in 20th of November. So that's why we organize it. We organize the screen of the documentary. the sacrosanct accompanist. So we are planning to organize those activities on the general meetings. So that's one idea. If we manage to get more activities and more people involved in these activities, then maybe we will organize more activities, like a part of the 20th. That will be the dream, to have one activity every month. But that's a lot of work. So it's something that we want to talk with you, to see if you have ideas. If we need people also helping to organize, because nowadays it's Owen and me organizing this. Bill is sometimes also helping with emails. So maybe we are thinking like maybe Owen and Bill will work a little bit, like a small team working with emails. And I ask Eleni to help me with social media, because it's me doing this and it takes a lot of time. So, it's always the problem of communication. How do you manage to reach to people? So yeah, we are thinking a lot about how to organize, how to be productive, and how to be able to organize good activities and offer this to our members. So I want to share with you the possible ideas that we have. Wait, what is this? Okay, here. You see my screen, right? Yes. So, yes. Espera, wait. This is another. Is this one?
Yeah, that was right.
That was right, Owen?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we talked the other day with Owen and a little bit with Jeff. So these are possible ideas that we could, go around that are easy to show online. So for example, dance and music films. So some people have done dance and music films. I did two. So then I propose that maybe I can show my two films, Ceres and Four, and then I can explain how was the working process, why I made these films, what has happened with these films after creating them, and well, the artistic and the creating process. Okay, so that's one possible thing. I know some people has composed for dance films. I mean, dance films are always a thing in our profession. Other option is to present like different approaches in the ballet class, because everyone has their own way of thinking, how we present, what we play, how we play, and why we choose what to play. So and there are a lot of ballet class pianists in this group. So that could be an option. We have Juan Antonio Mata. He did a beautiful presentation in Glasgow, and it was about bringing the Spanish flavor in the ballet class, and that was very, very beautiful. We already asked him, and he would be happy to present this lecture to us. So maybe for one of our presentations. But of course, if someone is interested in presenting something, like I know Eleni did for her thesis, like a research about Tchaikovsky music in the ballet class. Well, it's like all of us, we have this way of approaching to the ballet class. So if you want to share something, or maybe a pianist that you really admire, or yeah, it's another idea. Another idea is about the recording music for dance, theater, or concert hall, because yeah, many musicians are composing and recording and creating music. Also like all these programs, Ableton, Logic, there are different programs, different ways of creating. We have some ideas that maybe some people could present something, but again, if you have someone on mind, or maybe yourself, that would be great. Yeah, another idea is presenting on training new dance musicians. So there are some programs like the Mark Morris programs. Here we have it. Mark Morris Dance Accompaniment Accompanies Training Program. So yeah, programs that exist, and maybe we can have a presentation about how is the program, and then we can also like at the end, it's about creating collaboration and creating interesting content, okay, that we can enjoy. Another option is like thesis presentations. For example, I have a couple of names here in Spain. Also Juan Antonio Mata, he's in Madrid. He did a very large research about things in the ballet class. Also Paz Sabater, she will present her master thesis, not her, how do you say, doctoral thesis, you say doctoral thesis? So she's getting ready
Yes.
for this. I know many musicians also in USA, they did her thesis. Yeah, or maybe also like master thesis. I did a master thesis in Gothenburg, in the university in Gothenburg in Sweden. I finished in 2016. Eleni, your work was a master thesis or it was a doctoral? Doctoral, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it could be also another way of like spreading, because sometimes we do a thesis and maybe not so many people know about what we have done. Another option will be teaching dancers music with different techniques, maybe Dalcross. I think Bill was thinking maybe presenting something on this subject. Right, Bill? Are you there? Where is Bill? I don't see it in the screen.
Bill just wrote in the chat he's got to get going for the ballet class.
Okay. Yes. Then I don't know if you hear about that. There is a group in Facebook called Ballet Class Pianists. No, Pianists for Ballet Class. And there is a pianist in Europe, in Monaco, in France, and his name is Massimiliano Greco. And he has been proposing to create a ballet pianist day. Which I know there are some musicians here that don't play for ballet, they play percussion or they compose, but well, that would be more for the ballet pianist. And maybe we could also like invite him to propose this idea, to get a common place for him to explain his idea, and maybe we can work on that idea and create a ballet pianist. I think he has created already. But well, we would like to support him because he has been also like doing a lot. So yeah, that's another idea.
Massimiliano also trains pianists
Exactly.
at the place. Yeah.
Exactly. He has a program that adapts a lot to different musicians. I met now a musician, a pianist in Spain, and he's going to take the advanced program in January. So he will go 1 week. So it's like observing classes, playing a little bit, and learning from him. So which is great. So yeah, that's our idea so far. Well, reflection. This is an idea that Owen had. Can you explain it, Owen?
That was more just for each of our meetings. We were talking about larger presentations, but just making that a part of every time we meet, just having somebody maybe share a bit from their experience, giving people an opportunity to get to know each other, but also just sort of get some inspiration. So that's all that was, just like 5-10 minutes at the start of a either work meeting or general meeting.
Great. So yeah, that's our ideas. I think maybe we kind of have like a plan for the 4 dates in 2024, but it will be really great if we can get more ideas from all of you. So of course, this meeting is just to explain you, and if you have now ideas, it will be very good if you can share with us. But of course, you can, after the meeting, share this or think about this, and then you can write. Maybe in the forum, we create a new forum about this, about activities. So yeah, we have to see how we organize that.
I had a couple thoughts. I mean, these are all interesting, directions to go. I think that, especially, given the idea of broadening the scope of the guild, I think it'd be really equally interesting to have, a day where we had, say, percussionists who shared how they, what they do. And how they work in a dance class. Another one would be people who actually, accompany like with electronics. That may be sort of covered in the recording music for dance, but I'm not sure what you mean by recording in but anyway, and another one which might make it be a bit more democratic in a way is, I mean, one of the things I think interests everybody is what everybody does, and everybody can probably share 10 minutes or so about just, a little bit about, or something about their experience or some work that they've done or something. And I just find it really interesting. I just always want to know, you know, what got you here, or, what do you do? And because I mean, it's so diverse.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a great thing to do, regardless of what we decide to do on each of these presentation days. Maybe having, because we've set out about an hour and a half to 2 hours for each of our general quarterly meetings, and have, presentation for half or maybe a little over half, but then also having somebody share at that time. Yeah, I mean, that fits in with the idea of what I was saying as far as like a reflection. It could be something shorter, it could be something longer, about what we do. I'm more than happy to do something that incorporates both percussion and the live Ableton, the electronic stuff, because that's been my world for the past, several years. And I'm dying to share it with some folks, but I never really want to just kind of like drop that in and yeah, like I've been hesitant to just sort of impose that on everybody else, knowing that there's so much to do.
Yeah, that's why I was just thinking, if you had like, a day when there was where there were a couple different people did stuff, so that it's not like it doesn't become like, the Owen Day or whatever, but and mix it up a little bit so that you might have on the same day, somebody who's doing ballet, but maybe there's somebody who's figured out a way to DJ, modern classes or whatever, and make that actually, interesting and something we could, that might have value in a lot of contexts.
Mm-hmm. Great. I wrote it like this: percussionist in class, electronics in class, or something like this. And then I share our work briefly, maybe like 10 minutes each, focusing on different questions, something like this. It could be maybe like even like a game, no? Like we send the questions beforehand, and then people can join and we go through, no? Okay, you answer, and it can be maybe like a nice, maybe, and people is free to join.
That reminds me, in the United States, we call this icebreakers. We call this a way to make everybody know a little bit about you real quick.
Like these icebreakers. Cool.
Oh, another thought that I had, a different one. I was just thinking, when you said icebreakers, I was just thinking about one of the things I've liked a lot with Zoom stuff is when we have breakout sessions, because sometimes just having a conversation with one or two other people for a half an hour that you haven't really met, or whatever, and like Moises, for example, I was just thinking that one of the things that a lot of us have gotten out of this association we have is just sharing just stories the good and the weird, and you know, and all of that stuff about, you know, our experiences. Some, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, it's hilarious or it's terrifying, but it's that kind of thing that doesn't really enter into a meeting when there's, you know, a lot of people, so you don't get any much deeper into discussions.
And
Rob
they,
had a question.
how do you organize? How does it work? This how I don't understand the like the logistics of this.
Breakout rooms are just in Zoom. You
Yeah,
can
I mean
just,
it's what we did in the first meeting, but how do you decide which one meet, you know?
Actually, the random part of it is sort of what makes it interesting.
Ah, it's random.
Yeah,
it can be.
it can be. That, you know, you would like whoever's the host would just say, you know, put like, you know, Rob and Colin and Emily in a room together or something like that, and
Okay.
you
That
know,
wouldn't be random though.
well, yeah,
You can do it manually, or you could do it randomly. You
right.
can set it up however you want. Yeah.
Okay, great. And Rob, you wanted to say something.
Yeah. As I'm looking at retiring in this time next year, I'm looking back at how I've been teaching dancers basically since I started in 1975, 76. And I'm kind of wrapping it all up and looking at how it's evolved over the years. And my current teaching, because we've opened up our program, so we have what's called contemporary ballet, and they have another name for modern, but we also have Latin salsa, we have hip hop, and it's all kind of equal. So students usually come in and say, oh, well, I'm not a ballet dancer, or I don't need this to know this about music. But what I end up doing is basically teaching the most fundamental aspects of their relationship to musical time and how they have to understand what they're doing, whether they're listening to music or teaching. And it might be fun for me to either share a session or do a session on some of the things I've developed over these years. And I mean, I just created this game show. I mean, I've done game shows with them before, but this one's the best because they basically showed them that although they thought they didn't get anything out of the semester, they actually got everything, but they didn't realize it. And they were able to do it without freaking out and without being afraid of making a mistake. And I mean, some of the things that drive us crazy about teachers who don't know how to demonstrate or don't know what they're doing and don't understand phrasing or rhythmic aspects of counts, you know.
Okay.
Now these dancers are in some cases better prepared than their teachers. So,
That's
which
good.
is also a tricky thing because they look at their teachers and they start saying, well, she's not doing this.
Well, that's
And
good.
she's making a mistake and she's changing what she just did. So it's a kind of a tricky area to be teaching in, especially as our faculty have changed over the years. So we don't have everyone that's like able to do it, which I remember David complaining about years ago. It's a strange time to be in this field, I'll tell you.
Great. Rob, would you think like maybe present something like if we, because that's the thing that if we managed to get a lot of activities, presentation, lectures, whatever, would you, for example, consider to present something in January? Let's imagine that we say that we are going to do these activities monthly, like every 15 on the month, let's say. Would you consider to make it ready for January, or that's too early?
It might be too early, only because we're starting our semester and it gets more and more every semester, and I'm chair of personnel committee, so I'm just ask me again in a couple of weeks. But February might be better. Or when is the next one? We're doing it 4 times?
Yeah, February, May, August, November.
Oh, February, May, August, November.
Mm. Mm.
20th of February, May, August, November. Let me just write this down.
I like the idea.
I could do February.
Mm-hmm. Great.
I like the idea of breaking it up into a couple of different things, you know, having at least 2 presenters each time. And again, maybe, you know, a couple of the people sharing each time. And like I said, kind of a reflection could be part of that or whatever. But just having sort of a structure that, you know, we haven't quite landed on a structure yet of those meetings. And then maybe a breakout session, you know, for 15, 20 minutes. And just kind of have that as Jeff likes to call this containers, you know, and he's thinking of organizing the website or these meetings and things. I like that. So different containers within the meeting. And I think that way there's somewhat of a predictability about what we're going to do, you know, in terms of how it's going to run, but different cast of characters each time.
Exactly. I'm just thinking like how to I mean, we are still experimenting, you know, so it's like how would be the best way to create these meetings? Because now what you are saying, Owen, is I mean, for example, the breakout, no, or the icebreakers and these things, could we propose it as an activity, or you think it will be more connected with a working meeting?
I'm open to what everyone has to say on that.
I think it's possible to organize one of the sessions where the icebreakers are working towards moving an idea further. Like there might be a general idea that we want to explore or just talk about, and rather than have an open discussion, just have the small groups talking for 10 minutes and then come back together and share what the groups have come up with. I don't know.
So
I think the logical one to do that with would be the like doing something on education. I think the theme of like and mentorship, I think more in general, like educating accompanists. I think having a couple of people who work with doing that have a pretty codified system, but also having that breakout room as an opportunity for people to share those stories and things like that. And it could be either with the questions. Yeah, I mean, probably through those questions we come up with. But yeah, that seems pretty logical. We do that in May.
I was just going to say, I think one of the ways to that would make sense to me, at least, would be whatever the activity is, and I kind of like the idea of these presented as activities at first, like for a year or whatever, so it's not overwhelming, you know, because a lot of people are really busy, but also you know, at least a week beforehand or whatever, sort of present like something like a menu to the listserv, so people have a sense of what it is and how they might be able to participate, like if there are going to be breakout groups, or if there's a you know, a like a show and tell day. You know what that expression means, show and tell? You know, where it, or maybe you've already figured out who's going to do, you know, present 10 or 15 minutes about what they do, or not, I don't know. But at any rate, the idea of sorry, my dogs are barking.
love that idea, David, because I was thinking about saying the same thing, that before these meetings happen, send out a program. But I like the way you said menu. I find that like interesting. It's a little more lighthearted, and it gives you just like a taste of what's going to happen and what we're going to talk about. Because these little reminders and emails that come out before the meetings really do help you say, oh yeah, that's coming up. I want to attend that. That sounds really cool, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the work that we told you, like how to communicate, because we always meet before the meeting and make a plan, and then it's like, okay, we need to send the email, or we need to send to make a post, a story in social media. So that's why we need more people doing this. Because it's always like take like the planning, like, okay, 1 week before we do this, and then to make it possible, because sometimes we say like, yeah, we do this, but then we are busy, of course. But that's a very good idea. Yeah, also for us to organize better. Okay, I don't know, what do you agree to? I made it like this, like the 20th quarterly meetings. So I leave these ideas here. And then
Is it the same time? The same time as these meetings?
no, the 20th quarterly meetings are always 2 hours later. O sea,
Oh,
I write here, like this is the European. So I don't know, yeah, European.
okay.
And the 10th of each month, maybe we will do all the meetings at the same time. I don't know, maybe it's confusing, like maybe like we say all the meetings at 5.
I think that all the meetings at this same time that we've been, it
Yeah.
seems to be where I don't
Yeah,
know.
and we are so confused with all the countries, all the times, every time we have to
Time
do
Yeah.
zones, yeah.
list. We need to do it like faster every.
So if we keep it the same time as we are right now, then I would be able to do something in February.
Great.
Otherwise, I teach. If it's 2 hours later, I won't be able to.
Okay. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
I move these 3 ideas to the working meetings. What do you think? It sounds good or no?
Mhm.
Yes.
So this is is this to the later, this is to the later time, which is at, 2 hours later than we are now, or this is the same time that we're at now?
Same time. Same
Sorry.
time.
Same time. Thank you.
Yeah, it makes sense if we all know that the meetings are always at the same time. There's just one less confusing
Exactly. Exactly. Good. Good.
thing.
Super. Mm-hmm. Everyone happy with all of this?
I think there's a lot there. So maybe we have the presentation by Rob in February, and then we see how that how this kind of idea works.
Exactly.
So the pressure's on, Rob.
Well, do we want to
Great.
have more than just Rob? I mean, again, yeah, I mean, Rob, how long would your presentation be?
I don't know. I mean, it really depends. I could do it so it's 45 minutes. I could do it so it's an hour and a half. I mean,
Exactly.
I would like to play some of the games. So, like maybe do
Great.
the game show with us. So you
We
come
would
away
like to
with,
play the games too.
so you
Yes.
do something. You have something that then you can do with your students. It's really fun, and we nail it because we know how to do it. But then you have to move as well. So
Great. I think actually what we can do is also to fix, like the meetings are 1 hour. We can say like this, so we get more focus. But of course, if we have these meetings, I mean, like the activities, we can say, okay, this time is going to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, or it's going to be 3 hours, like last time with Teres, because it's something special. But maybe we can say, okay, the meetings are always 1 hour. And then
the monthly meetings.
the monthly meetings, exactly. So maybe we do like this.
So our first meeting for next year is January 10th. We are meeting on January 10th for
Yes.
our work meeting.
Yeah. Every month we work.
That's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's we decided to put a day and a number because if not, I mean, some people cannot on the weekend, some people cannot on Friday, some people
Yeah.
cannot on Monday. So we
It's a
take
good idea.
10 and the days move. Great, I think it's a good plan. So yeah, every 10th of the month, and maybe for the next 10th of the month, we can maybe no take it like this, like more like funny game, getting to know each other. And we sent information beforehand with a menu. And then in February, maybe Rob will present your working with dancers. And then maybe I could do this in May, maybe. If I mean if there are another ideas, of course, we will be happy. So I write here May. I think Juan told me like it would be a good moment for him, like I think maybe November or maybe November, August. Yeah, I don't know. August or November.
That might be very close to the meeting, to the conference, but we don't know yet.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
But could be a great teaser
Yeah, exactly.
to get
Right.
people ready for it. I mean, I guess I don't know too many people are going to be buying last minute tickets, but still, yeah, give people a taste of what's going to be happening.
Exactly. And I think, Owen, you with the other people that you mentioned, maybe could do a presentation about this on the other date.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad to do that. I'm glad to do, on what I'm doing in class, but also, yeah, what I got out of that program.
Oh yeah, I want to hear about your Ableton.
Yeah.
Love to share.
Great. And as you see, it's easy to fill 4 dates because it's in a year. So that's the thing that I think is I mean, we could see that the documentary was a great way to get more people, because we need to create a place to meet and to share interesting things. So of course the working meetings is more about this, like like speaking and yeah, like playing or like this, like planning and sharing and getting also feedback from all of you, because in general it's Owen and me and sometimes Bill, sometimes Jeff, so we feel also very lonely, like, oh, so that's great to hear from you. So great. I think that was very productive and we get more ideas on point. And of course, all of these ideas, maybe we could share this document with, I don't know, we have to discuss this. But think about this and also speak with other musicians in the guild, or feel free to share these ideas.
Yeah, I think it would be good to like at least, I mean, share a little bit about what a meeting like this has, some of the topics that came up and maybe some of the decisions that have been made, so people kind of get a sense of, of what's going on, and
Yeah.
maybe they have other ideas to offer. You can always, solicit other ideas and other proposals from people out there who aren't in this meeting.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, definitely we need to communicate this. Maybe we will send an email like concluding the year and with our ideas for next year. I mean, the thing is that I agree with you. Like, it's important to have the how do you say, oh my God, the information online. But at the end, it's like speaking with people, which makes things like move faster. And you know what I mean? Like meetings like this is like, yes, I have this idea, and you share it, and then something happens. Sometimes you receive an email and you don't have time to read it. So, but of
I have a
course,
thought on that, David. I felt the need to do a sort of a, kind of year-end report, and that's probably still something we need to do. Mariana, what do you think about we
Yeah,
each put together a short video, just kind of, or you do, we can give you the information, you know, just to update folks on kind of a year in review, just what all, yeah, what all we've been discussing, and again, gives people an idea of what's happened, but also, you know, what to expect in the next year.
exactly. Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, of course.
That makes me think this would obviously be more work, and maybe we can get more volunteers, or I could try to help out as well. Well, what if we did like a newsletter that came out? Like we have these emails that come through, but
Yeah.
what if one of them is like a dedicated newsletter? And something else that I was just thinking of that we haven't really talked about is projects that we're working on that are fun or brought us joy, like something that you did maybe at your university that the students really liked and you were really proud that it went well, or something at your school, or maybe an end of year evaluation class that went, just something that you were excited about.
Exactly.
And I know like we were talking about how this guild was developed because of isolation, but I think it can also be like a hard career, as we all know. And so to hear these little moments of joy that other people have might be really uplifting for others.
I mean, the newsletter is something that we have talking a lot, and is great. It's a great idea, and it's a fantastic way to communicate and to get your maybe weekly or monthly newsletter. But yes, it takes a lot of time. So maybe if you want to to start, I mean, because it's just I in my project I try to send a newsletter, and I have tried to keep it like every month, and it's for me it's really hard because it takes time. It takes time. You need I mean, you need to understand the platform, and then you need to create the content, the links.
Yeah.
So
Who did the newsletter originally, like many years ago? Does anyone remember?
I think Alan did one for a while. Alan Terciano. I think
Beth Mahochi?
maybe Larry Attaway did.
Larry, I think, yeah.
And maybe Bill Moulton.
It might be interesting to look at some of the old newsletters to just see what they look like.
They did like one or two, but I mean, it's that kind of thing is really hard. All these things are hard to do, you know, on a schedule or whatever. But again, an end of the year or, you know, some kind of thing. You can also one of the things that makes it easier is if you just solicit content too. I mean, like if somebody has something that they're doing or whatever, sometimes, I mean, everybody doesn't want to, you know, submit to the listserv, you know, some information about what they're doing or what they, you know, something that they've done, you know, but it's much easier if you feel like it's part of a group and several people are doing it. You know what I mean? So it just and it's also more fun, I think, to see what everybody's doing rather than one person, you know, just look at me, you know, kind of thing. So
exactly. We could maybe we are also thinking a lot how to organize to be productive. And I think Google Docs works very well. So maybe we could try to create, you know, in Google Docs, just because I think newsletters are useful when you get a kind of a structure. So maybe, I don't know, it's just an idea. In every newsletter we have what we have done in the month, some news, some job offers, or something that a member has achieved, or something like this, you know, and a quote or a book reference, video reference, something like this. So we could get maybe like a structure, and then month by month, we don't need to write everything new. It's like we have a template. So maybe
that's a very good idea.
Maybe with Emily and Eleni could, maybe we could.
I've done newsletters in the past, but the content was different. I don't know if we most probably do, but I don't know how easy it is to send out a newsletter every month. But what I was going to say is that I think it would be a good idea to send follow-up email after our meetings, because most of the time people, not everybody attends our meetings, right? And then everybody's wondering, well, what did they do in the previous meeting? I have no idea. And then they don't reach out to see, maybe they don't have time to reach out what happened in the last meeting or so on. So maybe a newsletter follow-up email to all the members after each meeting would be interesting. Like maybe each person, maybe we could have someone keeping minutes for each session, and then sending a brief text email with the points that were discussed in this meeting.
Exactly.
Again, I think that we all receive a lot of emails and it's tiring, but I think it's much faster to read one email than to watch the whole recorded session that we're recording right now.
Exactly.
Because not everybody has that much time.
And then, we have the videos on YouTube, so people can watch the videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
There could be a link to that on the
Yeah, there
news,
could be a link, right?
from that recap.
Yes.
So
Right,
in a
yeah.
sense, what we're doing, maybe the rhythm of the thing is, we have our meeting on the 10th and possibly we have another meeting on the 20th, maybe not. And then between those two meetings, there could be the recap, but then all of that we've done in that month could maybe boil down and go out like right at the end of the month, kind of. Yeah, Rob?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking if we're going to go with a newsletter, until we have a format, it might be more manageable if we say twice a year we're going to create a newsletter. We're going to figure out what the format is, maybe have a team that works on it either in Google Docs or however we can manage. But I think at least in the beginning, until we figure out what it is and how it's going to look, to take some of the pressure off, if we have the first one come out when it comes out, and then we figure how long it will take to do the next one, I think it's a great idea, but I mean, I don't even know if I have copies of the old ones to even look at.
I have them. They're in the archives.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, pretty sure. I got to go back. I'm going to be sorting all that stuff out, so I'll be on the lookout. But
maybe
that would
so
be
as soon as I
helpful.
find that, I'll pass that along to Eleni and Emily.
I'd be happy to help out with that. Just
Exactly.
That's more manageable. Yes. The follow-up emails, they don't have to have a specific format. I don't think it would just be a brief. That's why I was thinking that I would be happy to read something if I miss the meeting, because I've been missing a few meetings lately because they always happen on a time when I have class. It'd be nice for me to be able to read an email in the next few days that says, "Oh, that's what we did last time." It'd be great. So that's why I mentioned it.
Exactly. I would try to push. I believe on pressure because if we maybe let's try to do our first newsletter at the end of January. Let's try. If we don't manage because we have Christmas, we are busy, blah, blah, blah. If we don't manage, then we maybe postpone it. Okay, we say it maybe February and then every 2 months, maybe. But let's try to work on that for the end of January. Okay. So maybe, yes, Emily, Eleni, Rob, and I can start creating maybe the document, inviting you. And then I think the most useful is to work on the same document. So we add information, and you can add also comments or questions like, oh, I don't understand this, or I propose this, but we met on the document. And then, of course, we
There
have
may be
WhatsApp.
There may be a way to do this ultimately, and it might be too clunky, but on the Club Express website, there may be a way and some templates already built in. But for the start, maybe once we kind of figure out what we're trying to do, we can try to see if there's something that'll work for that, because it just may not work for our purposes. But I know there's some of that stuff built in.
That would be really awesome if it can go that way, because then we know it's directly going to everyone. We're not missing anyone.
Exactly. Well, we have to check. Jeff is the master of the website, so we have to check with him. Great. So, well, we have a plan. We have a lot of ideas. That's good. New faces. And yes, everyone happy? Can we close it here? Yes.
Yeah,
Super.
and Mariana, the email that you should use for me for any correspondence is the rkaplan@asu.edu. I'll put it here.
Can you send maybe, because I don't, I'm in my van, so
It's in the chat.
it's in the chat. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the only thing with the chat is that you close it and you cannot read it again. Well, I copy. So
Mm,
I paste it in place.
okay.
Great. Good. Great. Last thing, I have started again with Instagram account. So I post two quotes and one video from David that he sent me, like beautiful video. Again, if you have videos of beautiful videos, like dance performance that you have composed in music or something in the ballet class or something, send it to us because we want to create a, like more live Instagram account with content from our members.
And how did you upload that again? I remember it was through a specific link, right? You wanted it uploaded to something.
Yeah, I think through our Gmail account.
Okay.
Our Gmail is Dance Musicians. I have it here. I can tell you our email. Where is our email? I mean, it's dance. Espera, I'm going to copy here. Through our email, or if not, my personal email. Yeah. But
Yeah, I uploaded my stuff to my box account, and I just sent Mariana the link.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, because I'm doing the Instagram, so then I have it in my computer and my phone. So great, super. So thank you very much, everyone, for the effort. And let's try to make a more lively and interesting, active guild for 2020.
Can I be annoying? The person who asks a question at the very end of the meeting. So what are we doing on January 10th?
What are we doing? I think
Yes.
what do we say, no? About the
Breakout rooms.
I think so.
Breakout. Okay. Fair. Perfect.
Great.
Awesome.
Super. Have
Thank you, Mariana.
end of 2024.
Thank you very
Enjoy
much.
your Christmas and holidays. And
Mariana, let
Yeah.
me know when you want to talk to me about
yes,
about
we have to. Let's meet next week, I think. Today is
Okay.
Sunday, this week.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yep.
Happy holidays.
Nice seeing you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.